Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and today we're continuing our Security on the Road mini series, and we're going to talk about juice jacking. So I'll preface this with this is probably the lowest risk of all the things we're going to talk about in this series, but it gets mentioned all the time, and I'm not going to say it's not a risk because there is potential for what they're talking about, but the reality is this is a pretty low risk of all the things we sort of worry about when I'm on the road, at least for me. Um, so what is juice jacking? Juice jacking is the idea that when you're in a public place like an airport or a bar or anywhere that is providing a charging port, um, often of USB charging port that isn't running through your own AC adapter, that USB port could be used to then access the data on your phone unless you do something to protect yourself. Now, in concept, this is totally true. Back in I think 2015, they did a demonstration of it over at DEF CON, where there was a booth set up, and you plug your thing in, and it pops something up on the screen. And sure, there are some proof of concepts. There are definitely some research that's been done that show this kind of thing can happen, but practically to uh, to make this a useful attack, you'd have to physically alter the ports inside of an airport or inside of a bar or something like that. Um, and it'd be very difficult to get enough targets, probably, in my opinion, or enough reliable targets. Devices are also getting smarter because when you plug your device into something, it says, "Hey, do you want to connect for data or charging only?" So devices all have some built-in protection as well. Uh, but it's still worth talking about. So I wanted to make sure people were aware. Yeah, you still probably shouldn't use the charging ports in airports and things like that. The workarounds, if you're worried about something like this, is there's a couple. You can get little devices like this. This one is one that I picked up at InfoSec World, I think, from AWS. They're handing them out. They're basically little USB dongles that you put on the end of a cable. And what it does is it restricts any data access. So this will only let power through instead of power and data. So it turns your normal USB cable into a charging only cable. You could buy charging only cables. They sell them on Amazon. Sometimes they're referred to as like rapid charge cables. Anchor is one of my preferred brands of cables for that kind of stuff. They definitely sell some, and those won't allow data transmission across the wire. So that's nice if you're plugging your phone into another computer or something random and you just need to charge it and you don't want any data activity between your device and the computer, or in this case, an outlet. Um, or just use a power block. The little power bricks that come with your cell phone. Pick up a spare one. I keep one or two in my bag pretty much always because I have all kinds of things to charge at this point. But that is also generally way faster than any built-in USB port you're going to find to charge your device on. So juice jacking, probably real-ish. On the realm scope of like what's really you're at risk of in an airport or when traveling, it's probably a little lower. Where you'll see some kind of wonky stuff is maybe when you're on an airplane and you plug your device in. Sometimes those USB ports are connected to the entertainment systems. Gyms are another place where you'll see some of that, where you plug your phone into a treadmill or something, and they're meant for like smart keys to track workouts, but you'll see some kind of data interaction. So there's all kinds of weird places where these things happen. But I'd be less concerned about someone intentionally trying to break into my device via something like this, and more just about weird interactions. I don't really want my phone connecting to miscellaneous computer systems if it doesn't need to. So be aware. It's a thing. You can probably keep it low on your concern list, but if you have a cell phone that has a lot of really high security information on it, yeah, maybe avoid this kind of stuff and just plug your stuff into the wall like a normal person. Um, but other than that, that's day 23, I think. All right, take it easy, everyone.